Well, Hillary Clinton made a second stop in South Florida today, walking into the heart of Cuban exile country to call for the lifting of the economic embargo against Cuba. CBS 4's Gary Nelson was at FIU as Clinton said it's time to change a more than 50-year-old failed policy.
Thank you.
Hillary got a standing ovation from a partisan crowd as she called for totally lifting the embargo against Cuba that she once supported.
We can't wait any longer for a failed policy to bear fruit. We have to seize this moment.
She says the embargo's been a tool for the Cuban government.
The Castros were able to blame all of the island's woes on the U.S. embargo, distracting from the regime's failures and delaying their day of reckoning with the Cuban people.
Clinton says Americans traveling to Cuba doing business, opening communications, will open the island's people to the notion of free enterprise and freedom. Outside the hall, protesters said the U.S. shouldn't lift the embargo without change up front.
Human rights, freedom of speech, freedom for political dissidents and political opposition, and that hasn't happened in Cuba.
FIU Cuba expert Sebastian Arcos agreed.
It is not a good idea to make concessions unconditionally to a regime like Cuba. As simple as that.
But Clinton believes ending the embargo will not only hasten democratic reform, but make good economic sense.
It would open exciting new business opportunities.
Clinton said President Obama, reaching out to the Cuban regime, has already expanded communications and created small businesses on the island, and now it's time to go all in.
The Cuba embargo needs to go once and for all.
But while Clinton was cheered in the auditorium, she was jeered in the hometown newspaper, the Miami Herald's lead editorial, saying the embargo should stay.
One thing Clinton has going for her in the battleground state of Florida, an FIU poll shows the majority of Cuban Americans are in favor of normalizing relations and support lifting the embargo. At Florida International University, Gary Nelson, CBS 4 News.
And we streamed all today's big speeches live. If you want to know when we have important information for you, to follow us on Twitter at CBS Miami. We're always tweeting news.